Holding space is about showing up authentically and creating safety in the moments that matter most. From parenting littles to navigating friendships and partnerships, I reframe tantrums, conflicts, and messy feelings as invitations to connection. I'm Julia Clark, a psychotherapist and play therapist with over 30 years of experience walking alongside children, families, and the people who care for them. Each episode explores the building blocks of emotional literacy, co-regulation, and boundaries, while honoring the intergenerational stories we carry within. Blending science with lived wisdom, I believe growth is playful, healing is possible, and we are all learning together. Hi, I'm Julia, and together we're holding space. In our last few episodes, we've been looking at the deeper layers of play, how symbols, metaphors, and stories show us what children are carrying inside. Today, we're turning towards something almost every parent notices at some point: the power of repetition in play. Why do children repeat play? Maybe it's dolls hiding under the bed for the 10th time, or a stuffed animal always getting lost and then found, or the same tower being built and knocked down again and again. And while it might look like just play, this kind of repetition is often deeply meaningful. Children repeat and play what they're trying to process in life. Repetition in play is how children gain mastery, understand cause and effect, regulate emotions, work through confusion, fear, and even trauma. And they do this in a way that feels safe and contained within their nervous system. In the playroom, I see this all the time. A child may not talk about what's happened, but the play talks. And when it repeats, I lean in, not to stop it, but to stay curious about what's unfolding beneath it. Why it's not stuck play. Sometimes adults worried, are they stuck? Shouldn't they move on? But repetition in play is often regulation in progress. It's the child's nervous system returning to a scene again and again, to explore it safely, to test different outcomes, and to build a sense of mastery. As adults, we might feel the urge to step in and redirect, because watching the same play repeat can make us restless. But for the child, this is not wasted time. It's the very heart of their healing process. Think about how we as adults sometimes loop on a story. We tell the same friend the same frustration 3 times. We write in our journal about the same worry night after night. We replay the same argument in our heads again and again. That's not stuckness. It's our nervous system circling back, seeking mastery, trying to resolve something that feels unfinished. Children simply do this through play. Let's say a child plays out the same story. A baby gets taken away. A rescue mission follows. Someone cries, someone saves. They play it again the next week, and the week after that. But slowly, something begins to shift. The rescuer arrives faster. The baby fights back. The villain becomes a helper. What we are seeing is not stuck. It's growth happening in layers. The child's nervous system is working something through, bit by bit, at a pace that feels safe. One child built a tower every session. It always fell. Sometimes by accident, sometimes on purpose. One day, instead of crying when it crashed, they laughed and rebuilt it with confidence. Another child buried toy animals in the sand week after week. Eventually, a small figure appeared to dig them out. The buried became seen, and the play shifted toward safety. I've also seen children line up soldiers or cars again and again. It might look rigid, but each lineup is a nervous system trying to bring order to internal chaos. These patterns tell us healing doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like steady, repetitive work. The brain and repetition. Here's what's happening beneath the surface. The brain learns through repetition. Neural pathways strengthen each time an experience is revisited, whether through play, thought, or memory. For children, repetition in play allows the nervous system to rehearse safety. Each time they rebuild, rescue, or hide and find, their brain is reorganizing the memory, making it a little less overwhelming, a little more integrated. This is the same reason adults repeat. We hum the same sad song after a breakup. We retell the story of a difficult meeting. We dream about the same fear. Repetition is how the body and brain move towards resolution. How you can support this at home. Parents often wonder, should I redirect them to something new? Instead of saying, can we play something else? You might gently reflect. That part of the story came back again. You're building that tower really carefully each time. I'm curious what that baby needs today. These reflections say to your child, I see you, your play matters, and I'm here. You don't need to interpret or assign meaning. You simply need to notice and stay present. Take a breath with me here. Inhale. Exhale. Think about your own life for a moment. Do you notice where repetition shows up for you? Maybe you replay the same memory. Maybe you tell the same story. Maybe you rewatch the same movie or series over and over. Maybe you gravitate to the same routine when life feels overwhelming. That's your nervous system doing the same thing children do in play, circling back, rehearsing safety, and working towards integration. So when you see your child repeat, you can meet them with compassion because you know what it feels like in your own body too. When to pay attention. Most repetition in play is healthy and healing, but sometimes if the play becomes extremely rigid, violent, or distressing, or if your child seems dysregulated after playing, that can be a signal they need extra support. This doesn't mean the play is bad. It simply means the nervous system is asking for more co-regulation, more adult presence, more safety, or sometimes professional support. Why this matters? When we allow children to repeat play themes, we are not pushing them ahead. We're walking beside them, trusting the wisdom of their process. We honor that repetition is not about the storyline, it's about the emotional work underneath. This is part of our Holding Space series, where we learn to see the deeper messages in children's play and hold space for their healing without rushing it. See you next time. If the content of this podcast really resonated with you and you'd like to go even deeper, I'd love to invite you to step into this work more fully. Beyond the podcast, there are many ways that we can connect. Individual therapy for your child, parent coaching or support for yourself, and deeper I Am sessions that explore intergenerational patterns. Additionally, I also offer webinar workshops and weekend retreats for parents, classes, intensive trainings and supervision for therapists, and large group presentations for educators or school presentations. Each are designed to help us hold space for the next generation of children in safe, attuned, and meaningful ways. You can learn more and explore what fits best for you at clarity.family.